Hello from the USF. My name is Yana and I will host the event today. We are encouraged to start the Science and Business GIST Pitch Day. Science and Business GIST Pitch Day are the event for 40 scientists and entrepreneurs with ready-made knowledge-intensive solutions will be able to present their startups and 6 projects out of agro and biotech and 7 projects out of health tech will receive financial support in amount $5,000 each to develop their innovative project. We would like to express our gratitude to our great partners with whom we organized this series of the event. For the first, great thanks to Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine with the support of USF partner, Global Innovation through Science and Technology. And now I'm honored to give the floor for the opening remarks to Vitrenko Andriy, First Deputy Minister of Education and Science of Ukraine. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Dear participants, organizers and partners of Science and Business GIST Pitch Day, I congratulate you with the start of the event, where scientists and entrepreneurs with ready-made science-intensive solutions have the opportunity to present their startups and as winner receive financial support for the development of their innovations. I would like to highlight the relevance of today's event for the post-war recovery of Ukraine. Its innovative projects in healthcare, agrotechnology, biotechnology, energy and ecology, industry and infrastructure will present it today. Undoubtedly, the support of innovative projects in these directions is very important because saving people's lives, restoring war-affected regions of Ukraine, developing technologies, solving global problems of humanity, such issues as lack of food, energy, and mineral resources, and improving the system of health and care and environment safety. It is precisely to solve the challenges that the Science and Business series of events organized by the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, the Ministry of Digital Transformation, and the Ukrainian Startup Fund will continue to be successful, implemented by combining the scientific and innovative potential of scientists, startups, companies, experts, investors, and so on. I also want to thank the event's ideological partner, the Global Innovation through Science and Technology Initiative, for its support. We appreciate your initiative and support very much and hope for further fruitful cooperation. I hope that the high potential of Ukrainian innovators and science-intensive startups will be presented during the event, and the best project will receive great prizes and the chance to implement their innovative solutions. So I wish everyone success and glory to Ukraine.
Thank you so much, Andriy. And now I'm honored to give the floor to Alexander Barnyakov, the Deputy Minister of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, head of the DS City project. Alex, you're welcome.
Hi, everyone. Since it's happening on March 8th, first of all, I would like to congratulate all the women with their International Women's Day. And a part of that, I'm always happy to be part of events like this and where scientists and entrepreneurs get the opportunity to tell about their products and raise funding that they obviously need. As the Minister of Digital Transformation, we have a goal to bring Ukraine in the top 5 countries in Europe in number of startups per capita, basically per 1 million population. It's based on a huge potential of Ukrainian startup ecosystem, and as science projects are a significant part of it. Healthcare, health tech, agri-food tech, robotics, climate tech, all these are priority areas for investment worldwide. And in Ukraine, it is one of the most important sectors that we have a great impact on development and rebuilding the Ukrainian economy. So when we talk about the potential of Ukrainian startup ecosystem, we mean at least 1,500 tech startups with a total amount of $23 billion approximately, according to a study of Deal Room and Google for Startups. So we actively work so there are even more promising tech startups in Ukraine will be. So today, the state is the biggest angel investor thanks to Ukrainian Startup Fund, which has already granted amount of 160 million hryvnia. International investment is another powerful incentive for development of Ukrainian startups. So we have been working with the hundreds of companies to bring them face to face with their venture capitalists, with investor and trade shows. And in doing so, Ukrainian startups have raised more than $15 million in last year. Even in times of war, we continue to do that. So last year, together with American venture capital company F Venture Capital, we launched a Blue Yellow Heritage Fund with more than $50 million available to Ukrainian startups. And we also continue our dialogue with the Plug and Play Tech Center. So it's an innovation platform in Silicon Valley. And our goal is to make all the opportunities available for Ukrainian startups. And we totally believe that Ukraine could be and will be a place where unicorn born. And I believe even some of you could be among those unicorns. So I wish you good luck and great results. Glory to Ukraine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alex. It's really an honor to us. And now I want to give a floor to the next speaker, Mark Marino, Vice President and Growth Strategy and Development in Venture Well. Mark, you're welcome.
Great. Thank you. And thank you for those remarks, Alex and Andre. We are really proud to support the work that is happening here and all of the work that's happening to support the Ukrainian startup entrepreneurs. My name is Mark Marino. I'm Vice President of Growth Strategy Development at VentureWell. VentureWell is the implementing partner on behalf of the United States Department of State for the Global Innovation through Science and Technology Program, or GIST. GIST is a public-private partnership that provides training, networking, and resources to support science and tech entrepreneurs and ecosystems in over 130 economies across the world. Initiated in 2011, we've awarded $1.5 million in prizes, convened 100 events, and supported about 15,000 science and technology startups and entrepreneurs. We are really humbled and proud to be supporting the Ukrainian Startup Fund, Ministry of Digital Transformation, and the Ministry of Education and Science for the Science and Business GIST Pitch Day, and really share in this vision of building a resilient and significant economic growth Ukrainian ecosystem. We've been working in Ukraine for about five years, supporting founders, entrepreneurs, and really responding to a variety of different challenges in environmental sustainability, food security, energy, and healthcare, providing a number of different training, support events, supporting both startups as well as investors, in creating a lot of what was described as a resilient and responsive entrepreneur ecosystem. And what we've seen is really, even during the most difficult and challenging of times, the ingenuity, imagination, and collaboration in the Ukrainian startup ecosystem is vibrant and really has the potential to build a better future. So over both the past few years and looking forward, we have aligned more U.S. government resources, programs, and support to continue to support this great work happening in Ukraine, supporting science and tech startups. And we are confident that the Ukrainian entrepreneurial ecosystem will not only continue to grow, but continue to thrive in the years ahead. So thank you, and looking forward to the startups and hearing more about the pitches.
Thank you so much, Mark, for this opportunity to Ukrainian startups. And now my pleasure to invite the Pavlo Kartashov, the director of the Ukrainian Startup Fund. Pavlo, you're welcome.
Hi, everyone. It's my pleasure to be present here today. And first of all, I would like to special thanks to our partners. First of all, Ministry of Science and Education. Actually, this Science and Business series were launched jointly maybe 1 year ago. And this is already we had already a dozen of different events. And secondly, Ministry of Digital Transformation, which is our main shareholders, and with whom we actually doing a lot of different events and hackathons. And last but not least, I would like to thank GIST, US government, for continuous support, because as for now, we have a lot of different initiatives launched already, and GIST is constantly supporting us and supporting startups financially. That is very important. What I actually would like to say additionally, that we are looking for startups, technology-based startups, knowledge-based startups, which is powered by institutes, by innovators, by R&D centers. What we have now, we have a lot of different partners which are looking at the deep tech industry. So basically, we started our cooperation with the European Institute on Innovations and Technologies recently. We did a raw materials hackathon already. We are preparing now some more events devoted to food and agro tech. So we will continue this job, and I would really appreciate if more and more teams will join us and pitch their ideas, projects, because obviously we will seek for further investment and financial opportunities. So good luck, everyone, and have a good pitches.
Great. Thank you so much, Pavlo. And now let me introduce the jury members who will evaluate startups today and decide which of them will receive funding. I would like to introduce core experts. Natalia Denikeyeva, Director of IT Industry Directorate, Head of DSCD Project Office. Diana Rakus, Head of Expert Group of Investment Attraction, Project Lead of Educational Initiatives for IT. Oksana Krukevich, PhD, Head of the Expert Group on Innovation Development, Directorate of Science and Innovation of the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, National Cost Coordinator. Angela Jackson, Co-founder, Managing Director, GP at Portland Seed Fund, Tiger 21 Portland Chair, Executive Director, Industry and Entrepreneurial Engagement at Portland State University Business Liaison. Healthcare experts that will evaluate startups today. Yuri Sereshchenko, Managing Director at QPD Digital. Vasil Strilka, Director General of the Directorate of High-Tech Medical Care and Innovation of the Ministry of Health of Ukraine. And our experts in agriculture and biotech, Dmytro Makarenko, Deputy Head of Digitalization of the State Geocadastre, and Andrei Zinchuk, Managing Partner, ZAS Ventures. And now, let's meet the startup teams. In healthcare track, we have Check-I, D-Health, Focus It, CatCon Anima, Bacterica, Wildfires UA, cosmeticals for the treatment of scars and healing wounds, Health Helper in Tempo. And in agriculture biotech track, we have Foodwise, pre-sowing seed treatment Parastock, Agrabon, monitoring and control system for Internet of Things technology, Yale Strauss, Biogenic Silver, Robolab Agro, Wet Yield Forecasting, Lab, and Mechanical Gardener. Wow, a lot of startups will have today and see their great pitches. And about the timing, startups will have 5 minutes for the pitch and 3 minutes for Q&A session with the commission. So let's see who will be the winners today and have money from the gift. Now, I'm glad to announce that the first startup for today is a health tech startup, and I would invite to the stand Check-I. You're welcome. Startup Check-I. Okay, I hope he will be with us in the time. So for right now, startup D-Health, you can hear me?
Yes, D-Health on board. Do you hear me?
Great. Yeah, sure. You can share your screen.
Just a moment, because the time was a little bit later. So I'm just preparing. And let's try. I will share my screen right now.
Sure, no problem.
So, do you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can hear you. So I start your timing. You have 5 minutes and you can start.
Okay, so do you know that the global healthcare market is valued at $7.5 trillion US? While medical data market was estimated at almost $33 billion US in 2021 and expected to triple over the next 10 years. The buyers of the data are pharma, insurance companies, researchers, marketing agencies, innovators. Let's be honest, nowadays anyone needs data to run the business and innovate. Everything would be fine except several points. First, poor data, unstructured data, and lack of its backstory. Second, limited number of data sources like individuals who participate in surveys, analysis, etc. Third, unsustainable way of data swap between individuals, data owners, and those who use this data. So DHealth shifts this paradigm. We created AI and medical database decentralized application that allows every person on planet Earth to securely and anonymously store, manage, and monetize their depersonalized data. Yep, that's right, to monetize. We made a bank of medical data where a person creates their own digital medical card and uploads their health records. Data buyers, pharma, researchers, international brands can get access to that depersonalized data in order to develop new drugs and better treatment practices or launch new goods or services. Medical data suppliers receive their fee and data owners, you and me, receive the royalty. DHealth runs as a decentralized application with marketplace model where patients, users are able to onboard their validated health records into a digital network, claim ownership of their depersonalized data, and put it into DHealth blockchain, where DHealth AI automates the preparation of data sets for data consumers. We also have our own utility token. With DHLT, anyone can upload and store their medical data, receive and host digital information, and sell their depersonalized data. What was the purpose to create DHealth? Well, the growth of the healthcare market is due to overall trends and advances in preventive medicine, big data analytics, and data digitalization. However, this digitalization of medical data on the Web1 infrastructure leaves this sensitive and expensive data quite vulnerable to attacks. They're hard to trace and long to proceed. So therefore, market players are desperately need and looking for alternative solution. DHealth blockchain provides exactly what the market demands: safe, decentralized Web3 ecosystem specifically built to onboard, store, and process the big sets of medical data. All data in the DHealth app is encrypted and stored in a decentralized network. The system complies with GDPR, HIPAA, Data Protection Law, and Data Protection Act to ensure that the information attached to the user's unique ID is always remains depersonalized and anonymous. We use keepers from Chainlink, a $3 billion blockchains industry standard company, launched partnership with Web3 leader Polygon, and integrated payments by Visa and MasterCard to make the interaction with DApp more clear and comfy. And one of DHealth's co-founder is the president of National Cybersecurity Association, while the second co-founder is the president of the International eHealth Consortium. Among our public advisors are true experts from different fields, from blockchain to healthcare, meaning we're developing right according to the market trends and demands. DHealth's web app already attracted more than 70,000 users from more than 80 countries. They signed up, created their unique DHealth ID, and started to fill it with medical records in order to be the first who will earn money by monetizing their depersonalized data. And the health goal for 2023 is to establish itself on the Web3, on the global Web3 ecosystem as a standard of data storage, blockchain network, and decentralized payments in healthcare, MedFi. So the new era of Web3 medical data economy is here, and the health goal is to empower people all around the world to turn back the control on their medical data, and finally to start receive their remuneration each time their personal data are used, as well as to provide data consumers with valid data sets in a sustainable and fair way with respect to the data owners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marina, for your pitch. And now we have 3 minutes for the question from the experts. You're welcome. If you want to ask the question, just raise your hand up in the Zoom reactions, so I can give to you floor.
Jana, I have a question. Could I?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for your presentation and for your pitch. And I have one question. Have you analyzed how this project can integrate with existing state databases, such as eHealth or Healthy, and actually with legislative norms regarding the disposal of data in the field of healthcare in Ukraine?
Yeah, for sure. Among our goals for 2023 is to launch the API with the existing MIS and clinics. In fact, we have a Web2 project, ASCAP. This is a network that, like Healthy, that accumulated more than 3,020,000 patients. So it's just the point of the time to implement integrations between existing MISs and systems that already exist in Web2 ecosystems. So, as we are the owner of such such networks, let's say ASCAP Web2 ecosystem, it gives us more points to be a step ahead of the rest of the market to make these integrations more clearly, and that's what our devs are working right now with, in fact.
Okay, thank you.
Yuri, you are welcome.
Marina, thank you for your presentation. Very good one. What can you tell us about your clients? Did you manage to sell some of data sets to them? Did you have contracts?
In fact, we are just right now in very close negotiations with a number of companies from healthcare industry like Novartis, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, and Novo Nordisk, as well as representatives of international brands like L'Oreal, in both, I guess. The main point that they're looking for is the larger number of data owners. Let's say now we have 70,000 plus users that we can proceed with their data, but to be more useful for data consumers, we have to increase our user base up to 1 million users worldwide. That's our goal for this year, in fact, by the end of May, and to be more representative with the data sets for the data consumers. So we're just working on increasing the data, the user database, and we we're a little bit changing the way how the data are presented, because for healthcare companies, for example, Novartis or Johnson & Johnson, they do need a certain type of data set with certain fields. International brands like L'Oreal, they need quite another data set with quite another field. So this is also a question, a target with that our developers are working, and our AI is learning to prepare different types of different data sets. We're just on the way to the goal to increase the users database and to finally fulfill the demand of our potential clients with correct data sets that they're looking for.
Thank you. Great. One more question, please. As I know, you have your own token and you attract $1.6 million through the ICO. What can you tell about the price dynamics for it, and why is it like this?
In fact, on IDO, it was $600,000 that we conducted. The token, it's not our business model. It was created just to make this ecosystem work quicker, safer, and of course, this is an economic incentive for people to fulfill their ideas and to proceed with interaction with the debt, but it's just a tool, like, a blood inside the ecosystem to make the transaction quicker, safer, easier. And it's not an API, or it's not a payment by dollars or euros or whatever. So it's a token. But we decided if the person, the trader, believes in the project, in the company, and startup, why do not we enter the tax? So the token is listed on the Bitmart exchange right now, and the main point that the demand, the number of tokens is limited for 1 billion tokens, and we use quite sophisticated tokenomics that we do not speculate on this asset. We just keep it, and it's more just like a tool for participants, for the users of the DApp, and for data consumers who purchase the data with the tokens to make all clear, all operations safe, and that there will be no questions from the market what's going on with the data and why it is so, and etc. But it's also, this token, it has behind it a real tangible asset, big data. So we consider this is the future of the crypto and Web3, the token with the real tangible asset. In our case, this is big data, big medical data. So that's why we went public on the exchange, but we do not do business with tokens. We do business with...
Sorry, guys, we have no time more for the question and for answer. Sorry for interrupting you, but we have to move to another startup. Thank you, Marina. It was a startup details. And we'll move to next startup. That should be first one, a startup Check I. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
1 second.
Yeah.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah, can you check, please, if you can move to another slide?
Yes, 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah, great. You can start.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. I will continue to talk about the preventive medicine. I will present our project Check-I. It's AI-driven cloud solution for the eye screening and early disease detection. So everyone around the world have his personal story, and we want to start from the one person particular, Anna, Ukrainian lady who lives in Mykolaiv. She lived more than 10 years with diabetes, and unfortunately, in the rural area, she don't able to check her eyes, and she miss her disease on the very early stage. And but due to the war, she was relocated or displaced to the Chernivtsi, and she took part in our screening, which was there. And we discovered the diabetic retinopathy for her, and now she's going through the treatment on the Filatov Institute in Odessa. And we hope that we are preserved her vision for the next long life for her. So this personal stories shows the problems which we are addressing in. The first is the aging of population around the world. The second is the lack of professionals and the human nature, because we are not going to the doctors until we feel symptoms very bad. But disease cost and effort to cure disease grows through the disease stage. United Nations on their SDG set a goal for the 2030s that we need to decrease at least for the 30% death level on the chronic disease. And WHO last year defined the new goal for them that at least 80% of people with diabetes should be diagnosed. For now, it's only 50% of people know about the disease. And the solution for this can be only mass screening, which are allowed to screen a lot all peoples and to define people who need treatment on the right time. And Chikai is the solution for it. We are developing a platform to make easy and affordable screening for everybody around the world. On MVP, we are targeting diabetic retinopathy, but in our 5 years roadmap, we address top 10 disease to address 2.5 billion people around the world. How it's work with Chikai? The people visiting screening point in any location, from optic retailers, pharmacies, or mobile screening point, as you see on the picture. Photograph can be taken by a nurse or other medical staff, and you get a diagnosis in 30 seconds with more than 90% accuracy. Why we choose diabetic retinopathy for the MVP? Because it's huge social effect. The diabetes is pandemic of the 21st century, and at least 1 of 3 people with diabetes has a diabetic retinopathy, which develop vision problem and lead to the blindness. So we now have MVP. We started our field test on the Chernivtsi region, and up to the end of the last year, we scanned 300 patients, and at least 30% of them has a diabetic retinopathy, and patients said that they don't know about it previously. And we achieved more than 90% accuracy in disease detection. We have a lot of different stakeholders, but we focused on the government because we can help government decrease budget burns on the NCD, and we can increase average healthy lifetime for the nation. And in our go-to-market strategy, we focused on the clinics and doctors for now, because we provide for them a lot of different value, like tools to help doctors to make a proper and clear diagnosis, and we can increase number of patients in the clinics. So, as I said, we are now working with the clinics, and we try to achieve 100 clinics with subscription until the end of this year. We are not alone on the market. We have some competitors, but we have a huge competitive advantage. We highlight a specific disease symptoms on the eye fundus photo to reduce the human's error and human factor and help doctors to make proper and accurate diagnosis. It's a unique function on the market. The other, our advantage, we address top 10 disease in our roadmap. So to address all disease for the 40+ people. And we want to build a patient-centric platform from the end-to-end platform, from the screening to the disease controls. We have a strong team. Me, Kirill Goncharuk, I have 20 years in experience in IT and product development in telco. I just finished a global executive MBA in ESA Business School, and I'm Ukraine Diabetic Federation board member. And we have a medical advisor, Andrei Karol, who is more than 20 years in medical retina and acting surgeonist in the Filatov Institutes. And we have our partners, Ukraine Diabetic Federation and Filatov Institute, which help us to be stronger. Thank you, and I'm ready for your question.
Thank you so much, Kirill. And now a question from the jury member. Do you have any? Some questions to Kirill?
Great speech, great idea. Thank you. No questions.
Thank you, Ksenia.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, you're welcome, Angela.
Thank you. Good presentation. Can you talk a little bit about the next necessary items you need to continue this path? If it's capital, validation, team, whatever are the next steps?
Yes, we for the next steps, we see some pilots outside Ukraine, because for now we have a proof of concept and working MVP inside Ukraine, but we need to test it in the different regions to be sure that it will work with other regions and nationalities. For now, we have first short pilot with Chinese hospital with just 100 people, and we see that we have the similar figures on accuracy and the disease stage detection as we see in Chernihiv region. And the other next step for us, it's formal clinical trials with the CRO to achieve CMAR.
Thank you so much. Any more questions? Okay, great. I think that we can move to next startup. Thank you so much, Kirill. It was the startup Check I. In our next participant, startup Focus It.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, sure. Just try to another slide.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. You can start.
Okay, perfect. Let me start. I also want to control the time. So, how do you feel when you hear health? Well, something important, useful, but honestly, in that time, that might be boring, hard to stick, not funny, no time for it, expensive, or any other excuse. What if I tell you that it could be really funny? Look at the number of real views to become knowledges, to adopt healthy behaviors. And let me introduce Focus Eat. It's an tech ecosystem for people who wants to overcome overeating, build the mind-body connection and be healthy, heal their body, mind, and life. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in 4 Ukrainians at risk of mental disorder due to the Russia's full-scale invasion. And what is the easiest way to feel better or relieve stress? Yeah, it's to eat. Unfortunately, it doesn't fix any emotional problem, and number of eating disorders is increasing, even for people who previously didn't have problems with food and weight. Could you even imagine the despair of people who have previously been on diets or made several attempts to change themselves? Every year, only 5 out of 100 people who begin a healthy lifestyle journey achieve their goals. That's because they try to work just on nutrition balance, they try all possible diets, exclude all junk food, try sport activities, and they are not achieving their goals systematically. Focus Eat has its own educational and transformational system methodology based on such science disciplines as nutrition, sport nutrition, intuitive eat, psychology, life coaching, mental training, anti-age nutrition, work with the body acceptance, NLP, life coaching, and many, many other. We offer a full ecosystem for women who have overweight, diet mindset, lack of energy, body shaming, overeating, fear of food. And we just help them to discover life in a new way with a lot of energy, motivation, satisfaction, and self-enjoyment. $2 trillion wellness and health market grows every year. And despite of the fact the main players offer customized weight loss plans, they promote like diet culture and eat clean, even if it is personalized. And this is like eternal diet cycle. And we think it's time to grow up. Every day, diet industry creates like a waterfall of leads who is tired of counting calories and suffering from it. And we as Focus Seeds, we are ready to catch them and to convert them. And first step, it's Ukrainian speaking market. And the second step, it's English speaking market. We analyzed over 2,000 students' applications and created solutions to each problem. And let me introduce an online course, Eat Code. It's like evidence-based approach for giving our body all it needs. The second problem and the second reason into it, how to understand your body and eat without calorie counting, even if you want to lose weight. Focus mind, how to create a healthy relationship with food and not to use food to make yourself feel better. And light body, how to create a healthy relationship with your own body, generate an energy and motivation forever. Our sales system is sequential system of courses. Each course costs $179 and its duration is 8 weeks. But every course could be bought separately and one course solve the one main problem. And then we think that the best way is to sell products again and again. Our sales system has an easy to start way. For each course, we made a short course, 10 days, like you just can test how it works. And it costs $15. We create paid traffic from Meta, from YouTube, from Google, from Instagram every single day. And we know how to be continued and never-ending sales strategy. We're going to sell at every next step. What about our team? That's me, project manager, marketing and web design, and sell at customer support. And we are about planning and forecasting. We are about marketing automation. We are about controlling and legalicity. We are about scaling using digital marketing instrument. We are about deep analyzing of our audience. And we are about measuring how our product work. We are about making results and changing human lives. We are about creating a huge net promoter score, and we are about making fun at work. We believe that love to your body, mental health, healthy relationship with food is a huge part of people's health care. Focus Eat is the best way to achieve it. Believe in yourself, focus on yourself, and I'm ready to answer your questions.
Thank you so much, Olga. Ideal in time. Dear jury member, do you have, you're welcome.
Olga, thank you. Great presentation. I want to use your product. Can you tell me what exactly do you know about your client? I mean, what data from your customer development support your hypothesis?
Okay, first of all, and this project is my own history, and I think I know everything about this diet culture, about emotional eating, because that was my story that starts 10 years ago.
I ask not about your personal story. I ask about what do you know about internal customer base?
This the first wall is like information that they send us. They send to our sales customer, and we have we solve 4 different problems, and we are going with paid ads to this. So basically, some people could describe their problem, and this is information we have at the start. At the same time, we could present and offer the best product for them. But yeah, basically it's like their own story, what people are talking about them.
Thank you. It's not answers that they wanted to hear. I want to hear what customer development did you make? What data did you get from your customer?
Sorry, probably I didn't catch your question.
I think you made some investigation about your customers, customer development. Yes, and I ask you, what data did you get from your customers?
So basically, the main task for us is to know what problem they have, and we just separate them and cluster them and try to solve each problem. It's the main data that I think it's important for our project to have. But if you have any other example that you can show me, I could just change my answer. Sorry, probably didn't catch that at all.
Thank you so much. We have one more question from Diana. You're welcome.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Olga, for your presentation. In fact, two questions. First one, please tell us what differs you from like thousands of nutrition specialists on Instagram and free of charge marathons that have like proved or not proved their effectiveness for those who apply for such courses. And the second one, like about your team, you described like your current positions of all of your members, but do you have among all the ladies in your team, do you have a nutrition specialist or psychologist or someone from that sphere who can like provide like professional assistance, psychological assistance, motivation for those who use your product, etc.?
Okay. So the first question, I can answer the second question. Yeah, that's me. I have a lot of diplomas about as nutrition specialist, as life coaching, and this is like all knowledges I have from that education plus my own experience. And what about this every Instagram marathon and etc.? Yeah, this Instagram program, they work like just for 1 week or maximum 2 weeks. And this means our customer, they are girls who took part in such marathons, but they didn't have a successful story for a long time. So basically they refused from junk food and they have result just for 1 week or 2 weeks. But if you are done working with if you're just working on the nutrition level, it's not enough. So we think we need to solve this problem systematically.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the last question from Ksenia, just a quick one, please.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Olga, during the presentation, you said that you test your platform and you have some results. I would like to ask how you evaluate these results, and maybe after testing, you develop some tools, and if yes, which tools, and more about results, please, maybe in some statistics.
Yeah, we have at first when someone starts our course, we have 40 questions in every people need to measure from 0 till 10 what they are feeling about it, and we have such a test in the end of our story, and at the end of our story we try also to know not just how many kilograms they lost or something like this, but more, how do you feel about this? What another changes you have in your life? So people are starting to change their jobs, professions. So it's like really changing in their life. And yeah, statistic, 85% from people, they came till the first lesson till the end. And every single person who, in the end, they told us about results. Not every person could say that in 6 or 8 weeks they lost, I don't know how much kilogram, but every person told that their life was changed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olga. And now we can move to next startup. And I'm happy to welcome the Cat Concierge. You are welcome. Can you hear me? Okay, I think that we can move to next one. It's a startup, Anima. Anima is here.
Yeah, hello. 1 moment.
Yeah.
Do you see the screen?
Yeah, sure, you can start.
Okay, so hello to everyone, and I'm here to present you Anima, the first online eye tracking service for fast and accurate mental health diagnostics. So the market is huge and rapidly growing, as approximately 1 billion people are suffering from mental health disorders worldwide right now. Especially the young population between 12 and 24 years old are vulnerable to risk, and the problem is gaining momentum. So our value proposition is a neuroscientific test that helps people to avoid developing a mental health conditions by observing their eye tracking, listening through questionnaires, and providing personalized recommendations based on analysis of reaction and feelings people have. Our mission is to bring biomarker analysis and an evidence-based approach to the therapy. We believe in eye tracking because it is most accessible, non-invasive, and highly accurate diagnostic tool available. We are innovative because we are bringing laboratory-like eye tracking technology to your devices with easy access through an internet browser, alongside using attention-biased neuroscientific paradigm to assess your well-being. And here you can see in the picture the markers in the work. Also, we are socially responsible and helping vulnerable groups in preventing and managing mental disorders. We offer free service for institutions and therapists who work with people in need. For example, it allows our military forces to detect unwanted changes in a soldier's mental health and manage it accordingly. Here you can see the starter screen on the left and the results page. The market of mental health apps is currently valued at $5.2 billion and expected to reach $17 billion in 2030 with a high positive dynamic. In terms of competitors, we are more personalized and are easy to use than the generic meditation apps you see on the left, and we are way cheaper and more available than online counseling services you see right. Our team consists of 4 main divisions that cover all of Anima's needs, namely neurobiology, software development, marketing, and psychology. We have conducted more than 100 clinical trials and 37 user interviews to refine our product. We launched a test campaign in the USA, resulting in 2,700 users, 16% of whom registered, funneling down to 0.6% of paying users. We believe that such low conversion may be explained by the low trust in the US market. Campaigns started in Ukraine gathered 7,500 visitors, 27% of whom registered and 10% of whom actually bought the product. Our business model consists of 2 monetized packages with a regular and professional monthly subscription. Our estimated lifetime value of a user is $150, with $55 estimated customer acquisition cost, and with $154 million cumulative revenue expected in 3 years. We are asking you for $500,000. Most of the costs will be directed to marketing, as we have shown that trustworthiness is the main obstacle in a way to the US market. So that's it. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions.
Thank you so much, Andrei. Dear jury member, do you have any question? Yeah, Ksenia, you're welcome.
Thank you for your pitch. And I have one question. Are diagnostic results tied to clinical protocols? That is, to what extent do the indicators correspond to what is prescribed in clinical protocols for treatment or care?
Mm-hmm. Thank you for the question. So actually, we're using scientifically proven methods from 2 perspectives. First perspective, that we're using validated psychological methods, namely questionnaires that are used by psychologists and psychiatrists for many years right now. And from the second perspective, we are using cutting-edge scientific approach, namely attention-biased paradigm, which is now widely researched with thousands of papers in most prominent peer-reviewed journals like Science and Nature. Moreover, we are conducting our own clinical trials with Lisova Polyana Hospital in Kiev, and we validate our outcomes with the specialists.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Angela, you're welcome.
Thank you for the presentation. Can you comment on any actionable insights that you are providing or plan to provide in future, or is this simply diagnostic?
Mm-hmm. You mean insight to the person who does the test?
For the user, some sort of insight or finding that they can take an action on. Thank
you for the question.
Yeah, okay.
As well as I understood, we given the person the result of conventional test, namely questionnaires. So how the person subjectively measure himself and the objective measures of eye tracking algorithm. So the person firstly can see are the scores compliant or not. And secondly, we are using a wide tree branch of the recommendations we given to each person. So they are as much accurate and as much subjective as they can be. And we are saying based on his score of attention bias and based on his subjective score, how he is doing and what he or she needs to be more healthy, to lessen his anxiety or lessen his or her depression. So we come up with so unique and subjective recommendation that will be meet the person's need. Is that answer your question, or
perhaps give an example of one of the recommendations that might come from your work?
Okay, so one of example is when the person scores low on a subjective anxiety scale, namely he's saying, I'm not anxious, everything is fine with me. But on the objective scale, with eye tracking technology, the test shown that he is moderately anxious, and just saying that it may be okay that you're not saying to us that you're anxious, but maybe this anxiety is some sort of a burden of your life. Maybe you need to do something to lessen it and to be more productive, more happy, and more healthy in your life. And here are some recommendations. So if you're on a moderate type of anxiety, maybe we will recommend you some sort of a breathing technique. Maybe we will explain you why you have this anxiety, because the person was asked additional questions. And we sort of saying you that you need to do this to get better. Or if we are focusing on a high anxiety, we're saying to a person that those scores that you get is high and you might need additional consultation of psychologist or psychiatrist. And it is beneficial to user because not many people are actually answer what their truly stage is. And that way we are showing to them the real problems that they may have. Or the other way, we are showing that they're mostly okay and maybe they're preoccupied by their thoughts. And we are explaining it to them.
Thank you.
Thank you for your questions.
Thank you so much, Andrei. And our next startup is startup Wildfires UR. You are welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Great. Hi again. My name is Macho Grabovets. I'm the CEO of Your AirTest startup, and today I'm presenting to you our product Wildfire UA, revolutionizing wildfire analysis with emission modeling in Ukraine. Wildfire are the major environmental issue causing damage of ecosystems, releasing harmful gases, and endangering human lives, especially because of the war. The lack of accurate and on-time data and fires makes it challenging to address the problem effectively. The main points that need to be solved forecast the evolution of the fires and assess its impact on the air quality and people. Our solution, we offer a unique product that combines satellite information, forecast the evolution of the fire, and emission modeling to analyze the wildfire and their impact on the air quality and people. We analyze the entire Ukrainian territory and identify lots of fires. And we have also created a fuel map all over Ukraine, which is unique and has not been done before. We have modeled exactly what is burning in the area, be it forests, fields, or grasslands, providing critical information for the fire management. We provide complete description of all fire size, time, date, satellite images. Our team conducts separate simulations of each fire, measuring emissions of everything that was released during the fire, such as particulate matters, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide. Wildfire UA is the only project that can assess the impact of fires on air quality and people with great accuracy, because we have created a fuel map. This gives us an advantage in the market because we offer more accurate and reliable data than our competitors who only use satellite data. Market size for our product is really huge, as fires have been a persistent problem in Ukraine and all over the world. And now, because of the war, their number has increased many times. Our data can help government agencies, NGOs, and other stakeholders make informed decisions on fire management, which is critical for environmental and public safety. Roadmap for 2023. In March, we are expecting to complete validation of fire modeling. In May, finalize analysis of all fires since February 2022. Of course, which satellites could see, and begin real-time analysis. In June, on accumulated fire data and with weather forecasts, we begin training a neural network for predict fire behavior. And in July, complete push notifications in the mobile applications about fire and upcoming smoke. Our ask, we are seeking funding to scale operations and reach a wide audience. We believe that Wildfire UA has the potential to revolutionize fire management in Ukraine, and we are looking for investors who share our vision. Our team is composed of experts in air pollution modeling, environmental science, and data analysis and developers. We have a strong track record of delivering results and are committed to make Wildfire UA success startup. In conclusion, thank you for your time and attention. We believe that Wildfire UA is a unique and valuable product that has the potential to make the real difference in the analysis of emission modeling wildfire in Ukraine. We are excited to hear your feedback and answer any questions if you may have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dmitro. Dear jury member, do you have any questions? Okay, I hope there is no question for Dmitro. Yeah. Yeah, Angela, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Can you talk about who's the actual customer and how you would distribute the product?
Actually, now the real customer is the government agencies, firefighters, and society. This is top 3. Because we need to identify fires, create some notification for society that you have a bad air, what to do, some recommendations: do not open windows, do not walk around, protect yourself, your property, and do everything government says to you.
So what would be the process for selling to government and firefighting agencies?
Currently, we will not sell to government. Currently, we will give it for free. Because with current circumstance, it would be really hard to sell anything right now in Ukraine for this purpose, but to help them to make impact and have more benefit, it should be really useful.
So maybe said another way, even if it's free, how would you get the word out? How would you get the physical product into, how would you distribute and just get the word out?
You mean in future it will be some services which will work by API. Like this. So idea to create some licensing and provide really quickly modeling this, because for each fire in real time we can calculate it in an hour. And we want to calculate it in 5 minutes. due to lack of machine resources, servers, for now.
Thank you.
But with more servers, we definitely can modulate this much quickly.
Thank you so much. We have one more question from Ksenia.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a quick question about data which you used. Can you explain more in detail which data you use and which sources? And if these sources are open all, or maybe you have some close partnerships with some sources of data that you can use in your platform?
Currently, it's totally free because we use satellite data like NASA firms, but not only them. We use actually all satellites which can figure out the real situation on the land, which means fires. So it's VIRS, it's Sentinel, it's a group of different satellites. They're absolutely free. But what most important we have a layer of fuel map, and we have a modulation. Okay, we have a point like a positioning, GPS identification, where is this fire? We have additionally photos. We can identify the size. We can model the size. We can understand what is there. We can model this, and we have weather prediction. We know where this dust, where this smoke will be in every 15 minutes. We can create a system. We want to create a system, notification people about this. So satellite will search, find out fires, and we notify people in 5 minutes. This is our goal.
Okay.
Currently, it's 1 hour minimum.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And we will move to next startup. I'm glad to invite the Health Helper startup. Hi, Pablo, you can share your screen.
Yes. Nice to meet you all. Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, sure. You can start.
Is it full screen?
Yeah.
Yes. So Health Helper is a healthcare and medical technology startup that offers a mobile, affordable, non-invasive, and accurate diagnostic device to help reduce premature cardiovascular disease deaths by 1/3 by 2030. The Health Helper startup team is represented by Pavlo Samus as CEO, it's me, Igor Sosnov as Chief Management and CTO, Evgen Stola as CMO, and Alena Serhienko as CEO CFO, which have a high level of hard and software skills for successfully development and promotional of Health Helper device to the market. Pavlo Samus has experience in project management and problem solving. Igor Sosnov has a huge proven in R&D and IT. Evgen Stola has experience in marketing, sales, and networking. And Alena Serhienko has experience in vision, strategy, crisis management, finances, and analytics. The whole team working experience together for more than 3 years on various projects, including the basis of Kharkiv Polytechnic University. The main idea of health, the main idea of Health Helper startup project is to implement an innovative and affordable solution into the practice of predictive health research that will help reduce premature mortality from cardiovascular diseases by providing a simple and affordable way to early diagnosis various diseases of the cardiovascular system. The solution provided by Health Helper is a non-invasive and cost-effective diagnostic technology that helps in early detection of heart and vascular diseases, proving accurate medical information to healthcare professionals. The technology is designed to address the main issues of health problems, such as blood flow, such as untimely and irregular diagnostics, inaccessibility of diagnostics for most of people, expensiveness, inconvenience, fears, and stress, and measuring method of existing devices are inaccurate. We talk about mobile devices, which represented in the market like modern watches, fitness bracelet, and another. For sure, stationary devices is not accurate by very expensive, and most of people, especially out of the city, don't have access to them. Let's talk about execution. We have already developed the Health Helper technology and plan to sell it through various sales channels, targeting different market at different price points. The startup company has a revenue model which aims to sell 100,000 devices in the first year, followed by 1 million devices in the second year and 5 million devices in the next 3 years. Health Helper startup plans to market its products through partnership and agreement with hospitals and clinics to provide the devices to patients who can then repurchase them for personal use. Our startup project meets the criteria of economical impact, social impact, and has a resilience model. Startup Health Helper has potential for significant economical impact as it addresses a critical problem in healthcare industry, which can lead to better health outcomes for patients. The startup project has also a strong social impact as it aims to reduce premature mortality by 1 treat by 2030 year by proving an affordable and non-invasive and accurate diagnostic device. So, Health Helper startup project is a promising and potentially life-saving diagnostic technology that could significantly impact the healthcare industry. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Deirdre, remember, do you have any question? Okay, I hope everything is clear. Thank you so much, Pavlo. And now our next startup in Tempo. You're welcome.
Hi, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Then I will share my screen.
Pavlo, please, can you stop the sharing screen because I can see your Telegram. Pavlo, please stop sharing your screen. Okay, it's clear now. Thank you, Elena. I can see your screen.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Elena Hortik, and now I'm presenting you in Tempo, a digital music game for your well-being. Have you ever experienced stress in a big crowded city? As a result of intense life pace or challenging life circumstances, this kind of stress often leads to different anxieties. And once being in a city center and feeling a panic attack, to begin, I came up with the idea of a tactile phone case and an app to distract myself and you from stress and refocus on something more pleasant, on music. And no one is actually immune from stress. The stress problem also includes the general stigmatizing of the topic, antidepressants with side effects, and high prices for therapy. We offer you in Tempo, a digital music game, an app and a phone case that uses multiple human senses, tactile, audio, and visual sensation. Research has found that music that you love can synchronize with your brain waves and influence their frequency. Breathing and heartbeat change depending on the tempo of the music. And why actually tapping? Human fingertips are probably the most sensitive skin areas in the animal world and amplify the person's rhythmic response, which is tied up with amygdala and motor center of the brain. So let's have a brief workflow of the game. A person listens to her favorite music or music that has emotional sense and tries to repeat its rhythm, reflecting it either on the phone screen or on that phone case. At this time, the app shows and reflects how successful this turns out, and thus attention from stress switches to relaxation. Around 800 million people currently live with a mental health condition, and about 25% are dealing with mental health apps. in Tempo can be targeted to 40 million people. It's 30% of young adults using apps to calm down. Among the physical objects aimed at tackling mental health issues, anti-stress toys should be mentioned. There are some apps that are meditation assistants, but there are no devices like in Tempo. The benefits of in Tempo are: it's first to the market, it is research-based, it is focused on music and its effect on physiology and psychology. It is a self-care device which is accessible 24/7 and can be treated as a universal relaxation musical instrument. Currently in Tempo, considering two business models, a freemium model for the app with the paid additional features, and a transaction model for the case. The USP of the in Tempo is an app and a case together. Intempo was one of the 6 finalists in Lexus Design Awards 2021 and Creative Hack Awards 2022 and was exhibited in Japan. We have participated in a Hamburg-based incubation program for music startups, Music Works in 2022, and all Ukrainian incubation program, YEP. After the demo launch, we received really positive feedback and currently working on the second iteration of the product, and we're preparing for the exhibition in New York. And here are our next goals: improved version of the app and applying for the patent, gaining our first 300 paid users, creating the same app for the Android, and setting up the case production. Intempo is a small team that has all the demanded skills to develop the project further. We're currently partnering with a mental health expert, music marketing agency, musicians, and a production factory in China. And we are seeking at least 100K to reach our next closest milestone. And I'm personally accessible 24/7 to speak about Intempo with you. So let's keep in touch about our safe space, and I'm open to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alina. Dear jury member, do you have any questions? Yeah, first question from Ksenia. You're welcome.
Thank you for your presentation. I think this is an interesting idea. And the question is whether there is an orientation to the age category and whether there is a gradation of approaches, elements of the game depending on the age of the registered users.
So if I'm getting you right, you're asking about is it depends on the age of the user?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
This age gap, like young adults are the most vulnerable to the mental health issues right now. It's according to the data and it's according to the research. And young people are more like prone to try out something which is a game-like. But generally, the app and the case are for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And next question from Diana.
Thank you. Just want to clarify, do you produce cases by your own or you collaborate with someone? And if yes, where is the production located?
Currently, Intempo is not on a mass production. Like we have 2 working prototypes, and we are currently in the middle of narrations with the Chinese-based production factory.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And now our last startup in the health tech track, startup Cosmeceuticals for the treatment of scares and healing wounds. You're welcome. I hope that you can hear me. Okay. So if this startup is not online, now we'll have 15-minute break to hold our breath and jury member to evaluate the startups in health tech track. And we'll come back in the 15 minutes for the second part of pitch, agriculture and biotech track. See you. Let's get back to the work, and we welcome our first participant to the stage. It's Startup Foodwise. You're welcome.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. I'm sharing my screen. Could you please tell me, can you see it on the board?
Yeah, sure. You
I
can
would
start.
like to start. Yeah. So, hi everybody. My name is Mary Janbergs, and I would like to introduce you our startup, Foodwise, that is a cut-priced food ordering service. According to the United Nations statistics, 372 million tons of food is wasted by the supermarkets and food establishments yearly, but it could be converted into real money. So what is the problem? The businesses face difficulties with selling all the food in time, so they lose their potential revenue. Meanwhile, people interested in saving their own budget waste time on finding discounts and worry about being in time to get them. The solution is mobile app Foodwise that will connect businesses with consumers looking for discounts. The businesses will easily post the discounted food with a small expiration date in order to increase their income. The consumers will quickly find offers nearby in real time that will allow them to reserve the orders in advance by paying in the app. Also, we have made prototypes for our app for the businesses that now demonstrates the simple process of adding the discounted propositions with a small expiration date. And also, after this, we can see the app for the consumers that shows the simple ordering process that we made. Yes, so here it is. Talking about the validation, we are now actively looking for our early adopters, and we are currently interviewing business owners such as Fozzy Group and Uber Eats Ukraine. Also, the ideal partners for us that we plan to attract are small and medium-sized food establishments, retailers, supermarkets, and dark kitchens. Then we have made mom tests among B2C sector, our people interested in discounts. According to the results made, 80% of the respondents expressed great interest in saving their budget and face the problem of wasting time on finding discounts. Additionally, the vast majority of them do not have the possibility to track and to pre-order the propositions with small expiration date and with discounts in real time. So our solution is in a high demand by this target audience. According to the calculations of the countries below, the market is prospective and fast growing. After the Ukrainian market, our aim is reaching the Baltic countries and the Eastern Europe markets. Although we have big competitors in the world, the largest one is Too Good To Go with an annual income of almost $74 million. So the market is really prospective. According to the Ukrainian market, there are no direct competitors, so food establishments, supermarkets, and retailers advertise their discounts and small expiration date products through their own marketing channel that is not effective. Our business model is simple. The mobile app is free for the consumers, and the businesses will pay 10% fee from every transaction. We are about to start testing the marketing campaign and currently working on the MVP that will be ready up to the April. We plan to get grants to launch Foodwise in Ukraine and then fast to expand to the European Union and start getting a real profit. We have fully completed team consisting of sales manager, PR specialist, product designer, front-end and back-end developers. In cooperation with Platon Haven, Alexander Ablanov, and Daniil Tkachenko, we will bring our project to life. You can also reach the information from our website and LinkedIn, and here are my contact details also. And now I am glad to answer for your questions.
Thank you so much, Mary. Mihailo, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Yana. I have a question about the previous slide, about the team. Can you tell us more about the previous experience of each other of the team members in terms of maybe founding another startup or working for a startup?
We are all students from Odessa Polytechnic National University. There we have a special course named Startups in the Field of IT. And actually we all fulfill the program called Startups in this field by startup school, Vadim Rogovsky. Maybe you've heard about this man. He actually helped us to formalize our idea and implement it in future, like to start working on it. And talking about all of us, meanwhile, our developers, Alexander Ablanov and Danil Tkachenko, has a great experience in their fields, like for some of their programming languages. But according to us also, it's our first startup. But as well as also Platon Haven, like our designer, also had great courses on his backgrounds. And me, I have fulfilled the project of the like course from Google Garage called like the fundamentals of Google marketing. Mm-hmm. So actually, even despite our small experience in this, like that we are really young for like being entrepreneurs in general, but actually we have all these requisite skills and knowledge that we assume to have to implement our project as soon as possible.
Okay, and the second brief question, what is your motivation to participate in today's event? What are you looking for?
Well, actually, what I can say at first is also like a great opportunity to be here and to understand how Ukrainian startups are powerful, and also like to become more motivated to continue working on this. And also the grants and maybe investments into our project will also be like a great opportunity for us to expand even quicker. So also that is the second point why are we here today.
Mm-hmm. Next time, just include this into your presentation to avoid this question. So what are you looking for? Thank you.
Okay, I will definitely do this.
Thank you so much. And now a question from Ksenia.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your presentation. I think it's quite a good idea, but I have some questions. To make the product more interesting for business, since you plan to take 10% of each deal, I think you should think about additional services such as determining the best shipping ways, if we talk about international, about carriers, that is in general, think over the issue of logistics, maybe packing or something else. Have you thought about such areas of addition to your application? Because you said about partnership with Uber Eats. So tell us more in detail about this issue.
Well, actually, what also we plan to do, like to implement, also everything speaking about some packages, everything that the food will be packed in, will produce exactly by us. It won't be like for any field use for some businesses. It will be exactly from our own, and our logotype, so like Foodwise, will be posted on our, like, if I can call this merch in somehow, is like for all for packages. Logistics also can be implemented, but all what we've thought at first, that also there is possible like a pickup from the store exactly, and a possibility to have this logistics if you are ordering from some different establishments as well. So yes, we are working on it, and logistics may also be implemented.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. It was a startup Foodwise. And now let's move to the next project, Startup Parostock. You're welcome.
Okay, hi, one moment. Can you see our screen?
Yeah, you can start.
Due to lack of moisture in the south of the Odessa region, winter crops are dying. According to the Odessa military administration, 6,000 hectares of winter rapeseed and 2,000 hectares of winter wheat have already died. Hello, my name is Eugene. I am CBDO at the Science Park. We produce a unique technological unit that increase frost and drought resistance, increase in yield corn up to 15%, potato up to 43%, sunflower up to 65%. 58 crops we studied which are grown in Ukraine and are the main agriculture crop in almost all countries of the world. Unit for the preserving treatment of the seed material parostock, which microwave field. The idea is to process the seed at the dressing stage, which makes it possible to abandon the use of fertilizers and pesticides, as well as before laying the crops for storage to destroy pathogens and pest color weevil, rice weevil, Suriname, flower eater, The essence of the proposed technology lies in the fact that with microwave stimulation of the seed cell nucleus, a significant increase in its internal energy and potential occurs, which in turn leads to an increase in 2-4 times the regurgitation energy volume up to 3 times, and the traits of the root system, including before overwintering of winter crops, increased frost and drought resistance, reducing ripening period by 10-12 days. By increased drought and frost resistance, we minimize the risk of crop failure for farmers and insurance company. Technical characteristic of the unit: operating time up to 16 hours per day, power supply 110 to 220 volt, productivity 400 to 1000 kilo per hour. The effect of the treatment lasts up to 4 months. Cost for the Ukrainian market is $25,000. Our market size by 2030 is more than 100 billion. Agrotech global market volume 2019-2027 grows from 17 to $41 billion. Global insurance market size growth up to 68 billion by 2030, CAGR of 8%. Our main task for this year is to confirm the result of our research in Europe and the USA according to modern standards. After receiving this confirmation, we begin implementation in agricultural holding around the world. Our technology is recommended as methodology for implementation by Ministry of Agrarian Policy of Ukraine. Two methodological publications were decided: microwave technologies in national economy and technology of microwave seed treatment of agricultural crop. Our technology unit meets the goal of sustainability development, namely 0-100. There is also a positive economic effect from increased yields and reducing the cost of using fertilizers and pesticides. Meet our team: Valery Prokhorov, academic doctor of science; Leonid Burdik, our director; Evgeny Vasilyev, BizDev director. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Evgeny, for your presentation. Dear jury member, do you have any question?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. So first question, how many prototypes have you made by today?
By today, we made 10 commercial samples.
10 commercial samples. How much does it cost to make one prototype?
$9,800 for make one technological unit.
Okay. And have you had discussions with your commercial clients about the usage of those prototypes? What did they tell you about the usage?
Yes.
Does it work, or you need to make some minor changes? Or?
Yes, it's work. We have 58,000 science. We provide 58,000 science experiments by this technology and the test implementation of agricultural agriculture holdings.
Okay, farms. And last question about the technology itself. Does this company you have mentioned, SIC LLC, is the owner of patents of the technology? Yes, is this technology patented in Ukraine?
Yes, this technology patented in Ukraine.
Okay. Do you have a partner to help you to scale this IP to European market? Have you spoken to anyone?
At this time, we don't have any partner, but we spoken many people.
Okay, and that valuation that you provided, so $50,000 to $100,000, will it be enough for you to gain IP protection in Europe, for example?
For first time, yes, that's enough.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mikhailo. Any more questions for the startup Parastov? Okay, thank you so much. And now move to the next participant, Agrobon.
Yeah, greetings, colleagues. Just give me a second to put on my presentation.
Sure, sure.
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
And can you see my slides from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. So without further ado, let us start. So let me present to you our project, which is called Agrobon. It is a marketplace for Ukrainian farmers based on a decentralized blockchain platform of Ukrainian origin. So what is it? As I said, is an agro marketplace based on the centralized platform of Ukrainian origin, allowing any farmer to future sell their products for pre-orders. So this way, the customers can arrange such pre-orders with legal guarantees and with full transparency. So basically, it's a new way of establishing more reliable business relations with a guaranteed fulfillment of contractual obligations undertaken by the parties. And the key ideas behind it was to create a digital tool set for Ukrainian farmers that will enhance all the processes and make it legal, transparent, simple, and quick. So how does it work? At the heart of it, there is a pre-order. It's a core of what we done. It's based on a typical public offer about the future supply of products. It is stored in a blockchain-based information platform and registered in blockchain. So we guarantee its permanent preservation and immutability. So let me guide you through the working mechanism. So basically, our platform, our marketplace operates through the already made interface of web portal called OneSpace, which was designed specifically for the exchange of property rights, payment for purchases, and e-commerce. So it is a comprehensive solution based on blockchain, which includes smart contracts and escrow accounts. So we can ensure the pre-order payment and guarantee preservation for costs and products until every party fulfills their contractual obligations. And what we believe is one of the key features is for the consumer to assign and transfer their contractual rights to other users of the marketplace. So what about legal guarantees? Well, we base every transaction on standard commercial and civil contract. So it's concluded in a protected digital environment and is 100% compliant with the current Ukrainian legislation. And what are the payments? Well, apart from paying for the actual products, the payments are made for placing an offer and assigning your rights to the contract. So why did we decide to make this idea now? Because we believe in our times of drastic and dramatic changes. To keep up with the time, you need to implement new processes and new decisions fast. So because what new technology grants us, it's what recently seemed unrealizable and difficult now becomes super simple and easy to create. And we believe that digital is the solution because applied solutions based on blockchain technology are a tool set that will make markets simpler, cheaper, more convenient, and fairer for every participant. And we believe that the key sector to strategize on is agriculture, especially in Ukraine. And we believe it will play a vital role in a post-war economy and revitalization of economy of Ukraine. So for whom? Obviously, farmers and agri-traders who have limited working capital, they require guarantees of selling their products at acceptable prices, especially in trying times like these. And but we also believe that not only farmers, but any local business who wants to buy or trade freshly grown local products can be included in our marketplace. Let's talk local supermarkets, local small chain stores, or any restaurant in the area. So the potential is pretty much unlimited. So what are the expected benefits for farmers? It's a fast and convenient and reliable way of concluding agreements on their order of the products, so they can know how much they need to grow and that they will sell it for 100%, and it's a reduction of losses due to commercial risks. For the state, a more transparent and easier to track tax revenues from private farmers. And for agricultural buyers, it's an easy way and convenient way to search and place an order for agricultural products. And the best part of it, we eliminate all of the intermediaries. So time and cost reduction is a win for every party. So roadmap. So first of all, we designing product requirement document, and we will work on implementing it for the existing OneSpace ecosystem because it will dramatically cut cost and time for us. Then we will transfer it for a specialized subcontractor, which is a Ukrainian IT company, and the prototype will be worked on and to be integrated into OneSpace. which is, as I said, blockchain platform. Then we will test and integrate it fully, but only in a web version because it takes time and technical prowess. And we will add new services and enhance the functionality. We will also be searching for investors to fund and develop a multilingual mobile application called Agrobon, which with search areas in Ukraine, EU, USA, and Canada. Then we will design a new product requirement documents for a mobile app. And it will be partially based on orders of investors and features of certain geographical reasons. And then the launch of an app itself with a post-launch addition of new functions and features on a regular basis. So this is part of our vision, as you can see on the tips of your fingers. You can order, you can buy, you can create any order for any agro production, basically. And we also plan post-launch to create informational sections where we can create this big community of farmers and businesses that will cooperate and just come up with new solutions and strategies together. As part of our team, there's 4 of us. As representatives of the Research Center of Economic and Legal Solutions. It's actually part of why we applying for this grant, because we, as I said, we need a subcontractor for a technical part, because we working in economic and legal solutions, but not on a technical one. So we need someone to make it, to basically program it. So that's also answers the question of our motivation and why we're here today.
Okay, thank you so much, Taras. The time is up. Mikhail, you're welcome for first question.
Yeah, thank you, Taras. One question was off my list. You actually told me about the motivation. I have another question, though. What are your competitors, local and regional, on your target markets?
Yes, thank you for the question. I wouldn't want to, to sound pretentious or brag, but actually our marketplace is pretty much unique because we are trying to integrate in a unique system, because OneSpace is basically a unique informational platform based on blockchain, and there is no direct competitors. Of course, there could be some apps for just selling or buying, but we believe that we give more guarantees in terms of legal obligations, and because we work with smart contracts, we base every transaction, every order on a contract. So basically, there is no situation when someone is at risk, because farmer will know that okay, I signed a contract, the other party signed a contract, we are in legally binding agreement, and even if they want to back out of the contract, they have to sell it or assign the rights to a different party.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have only one question left, and this is a question for you to answer, maybe yes or no. Is it easier for a company, for an agricultural marketplace with the revenue of upwards from 10 million euros to hire a team and develop a blockchain and transfer its business model onto a blockchain? Or is it easier for you to build a blockchain and then begin subscribing users?
And to answer that question, coming back to why we are choosing to integrate into already existing platform, well, because we have a history with the company, because we were conducting researches together, basically, and because it's really expensive to build a blockchain system from the ground up for a company, even for a company with a revenue of 10 million euros. And that's why we're trying to integrate, because they already have 50,000 users from over 20 countries, and they were never doing, some big outreach in terms of marketing. So they're still in a position when they will expand their user base. And for us to already come to the pre-made platform and cut time and cost in creation and just create a solution will be, I would say it will be a win-win situation for both of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ksenia. You're welcome.
Thank you for your presentation and for our essential project. I have one question. Whether services for logistics connection will be available on the platform, and whether it will be possible to conclude, maybe in future, delivery contracts on platform. Because in the case when we talk about small private farms, it's very important to them to deal with partners with profitable logistics for all parties. I think it would be relevant. So what do you think about this?
Yeah, definitely. It's in the plans. Like I wouldn't say it's will be in the first web version probably, but as I said, we'll be enhancing functionality and adding new features. And one of the key points on our roadmap in the future, closer to launch and maybe soon post-launch period, it's to add services. Not only placing offers for products themselves, but maybe there's some user who said, okay, I can take it from a farmer to the customer. So also we will implement the same strategy. They will enter into legally binding agreement, basically a contract on the platform. It will be stored on blockchain, so it's immutable. It's always transparent. Everyone sees it. So yeah. To give you a short answer, of course, because we are trying not to only make it about products, but about services. So creating this giant agricultural community in the marketplace. So not only products, but services as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Taras. It was a startup Agrobon, and we move to the next startup. Yes, Strauss, are you here?
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Hi, Andrew.
I need to share a screen. So, yes, Rose. We are a manufacturer of biodegradable and can you see my presentation?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So the company, Yes Rose, we were founded 3 years ago by me and my co-founder, and we are a manufacturer of biodegradable and eco-friendly straws, drinking straws made of cane. Cane is plant that known to most of us as reed. It exists almost across any country across Europe, on waterways and lakes and rivers. So our current product is very simple. It's just drinking straws made out of reed stem. We developed our proprietary technology for processing this plant into product that is not a startup or idea. It's already on the market. The company is 3 years old. So currently we are sold in Ukraine, in Netherlands, in Denmark, in Spain, in Portugal, in Poland, in Czech Republic, in Israel, in United Arab Emirates. We established a very good connections with local and international distributors. So, for example, here is the list of our customers in Ukraine. Here is a list of our customers and distributors in Ukraine. So we are present in very big national retail chains and across specialized retail groups. So we have distribution internationally and distribution as a private label, which is the core of our business. So most of our products is sold under the name of our customers. So if you will see reed straws anywhere in Europe, that's probably us, but just us, but not us. I mean, like us, but the other brands, the other company. So we have some intellectual property already registered and certification. And the thing is that currently we are not in such a good financial stance, but we need to renew our certification frequently. That's why we applied for your program to be able to renew our certification for European exporters, because our current certificates are issued into like almost 3 years ago at the beginning of our business. And now we want to do the same, but in Europe, we want to do it with European laboratory, with European regulators according to listed regulations here. So a little bit about technology. So the technology is more of a processing than a production. So we do work with reed that harvested from waterways, and we process it with the use of our proprietary technology. Our current output is 3 million pieces per month, but from the day the war started, we are low. I think not more than 10% of that. So it's not as it we used to, but in general, we still have a very good standing. We still have very good connections with our customers, both in Ukraine and abroad, and looking for getting back on track, I would say, and making proper certification this time will help a lot. I think
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. Yeah, Mikhailo, you're welcome.
Two questions, actually. The first question, you have mentioned that at most 10% of the capacity is used now. So from 28.8 million straws per year, you have left with 2 million straws per year, 3 million, say. Why is that? Like you mentioned because of the war, but what exactly is the problem? Is the problem raw materials? Is the problem in the energy supply or with the manpower? What is the problem more precisely?
Yeah, it's a very reasonable question. Thank you. So for now, the main problem we are facing is lower sales. So in our structure of sales, we were like about 50-50. So 50% was for Ukrainian market and 50% for export. So currently, our local sales are down at least half, and our export sales are down more than that. So we face some problems. Now it's getting better. I would say now our distributors are getting back to us and planning new orders. But with distribution, it's not like, they come today and they order and the next week we're already shipping the product. It's planning. It's always planning for half a year up front, for 8 months up front. So any negotiations that's taking part today are going to materialize as an order for our production facility at least in half a year. So, but previous year were tough because, they were like really supportive. I would say our distributors were really supportive and helped us personally, especially when my partner, they left for armed force. So they really helped us even to fundraise something for equipment, for drones, for generators, for his unit. But in terms of business activity, everyone putting this on hold. They want to see how it goes. Now it's getting better.
To sum up, yeah, this long answer, but to sum up, I see that's not a capacity issue. It's not a problem on your end, but it's much more the problem on the your contractors. Yeah, so who buy from you. Okay, and the second thing, as I understand, you have been on the market for 3 years. You have been producing 30 million straws per year for all those 3 years, let's say on average.
I would say gradually, because our technology, it's proprietary technology. We started as a reseller. We were buying straws from Chinese manufacturers, not made from reed, but made from another plant. And as our sales started to rise, we decided that we should produce this product in Ukraine. So we started with a small pilot manufacturing that was producing like 100 pieces per month. Then we switched to the next level, which was like 100 and 1,000.
Okay. How much money did you invest in the production capacity?
In total, we invested about $300,000 in our business.
And now how much money do you need at least to start the same process in the nearest countries?
Actually, right now, we don't need any investments in a production facility. So for now, our main investments would be into relaunching as a business. into scaling as a business. So this would be marketing costs, this would be cost of acquisition of raw materials, this will be cost of
working capital. That's working capital plus expenses.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like capital expense because it's already done, you know. And our story actually is very long. You know, we survived a major fire. You know, our current production facility is the second version of our manufacturing because we have first one some time ago in another place. So there was an article on AIN Business about our business just recently where we tell a story how we came so far. You know, it was a COVID for 2 years. And for our business, it was like, you know, our main customer is HoReCa distributors. People who rely on restaurant, bars, and hotels for their volume of sales. Yeah, and when COVID was like big sale, you know, it's not anymore, but that days, we were like going to zero. Our peak sales before COVID were about 1 million hryvnias per month. And we went to zero in 1 month, which was like a big hit. But we already survived that, you know, we went past, and, you know, it was hard, but as a business.
But you did it. I think Oksana also has a question. I don't mind to. Thank you for your answers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have a brief question, and thank you for your presentation. Using eco-technology in packaging is very necessary and relevant direction, but there are already quite a lot of analogs on the market. I think you know companies which make the same products but from other eco materials. In your opinion, what is the uniqueness of your idea, and why should potential customers choose your product?
2 words about the product itself. So the sturdiness of straws made of reed is much higher than any competitor. I mean, like paper straws made from wheat, straws made from any other composite material is not a match in terms of sturdiness. So our straws, they can be in water and drink for 8 hours, for 10 hours without losing form, shape, or characteristics. So it's very good for HoReCa especially. This is on a product side. You know why it's better? It's just, you know, of better quality than any other competitive product. From the business side of things, volume of drinking straws that is right now consumed in the world is so huge that any, let's call them that, not competitors, but alternatives for plastic combined, they can't satisfy even like 5% of the need for the drink. So there is a space on this market for everyone, for paper straws, for straws made from reed, for straws made from bamboo, for straws made from coffee beans, for straws made from avocado fillings, you know, for everyone. As soon, and it's happening already, you know, European Union already banned plastic straws, and next 4 years will be the period when they're just selling stocks but not refilling them. So yeah, European Commission, they ban plastic straws, but it is allowed for distributors to sell existing stock, even if it's banned, but it's already imported into the European Union. So
Andrew, sorry for interrupt you. We have no more time for Q&A session.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Thank you so much. We have to move to next startup. Thanks. And next startup, it's Biogenic Silver. Are you here?
Thank you very much for opportunity to present my startup. Just 1 second. All is okay, and do you hear? Do you see all?
Right now it's okay. You can start.
Thank you. So I'm very glad to present you my startup, Biogenic Nanosilo. why we actually choose the main idea of biogenic nano silver? Because it has high bioavailability, safety, and bactericidal effect. What's the main problem we have today? First of all, according to the synthesis of nanoparticles, there's chemical synthesis, it's a costly process, also a combination of toxic stabilizers and high synthesis temperature. In another part of problem, we have that problem that bacteria are resistant to antibiotic treatment. So what have our competitors? According exactly the silver products, they have colloidal form of silver. We want to use biogenic silver nanoparticles. So our solutions looks like that. Cheap substrates are used in biogenic synthesis. Silver nanoparticles can be stabilized using lyside from Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and the bactericidal action of silver nanoparticles does not cause the development of bacterial resistance. Let's see a short according to the SWOT analysis. The strengths of our project: a cheap, simple, and effective drug. What opportunities we need? We need the modern equipment and actually equipment for scale-up step. As a weakness, as a weak investor support, and the three is high market competition as usual in pharmaceutics. Let's see a product overview. Three main points of our product. First of all, we use silver. Silver, this is a great bactericidal agent. The second thing, nanoscale, effective action and bioavailability. And biopart, this is the biosafety and environmental friendliness. What about the competitor analysis? If we see the preparations that use colloidal silver, we see that wider range of preparations with colloidal silver was in 2022. Now we have less different things with the silver. And also we see that we see the increase in prices for drugs with colloidal silver. Also, competitors usually used colloidal silver to treat throat and nose diseases, but we want to add our preparations to treat the skin diseases. Our biosilver can be used in convenient gel or spray form, does not cause bactericidal resistance, and does not pollute the environment. Colloidal silver that we actually can find now in the pharmaceuticals usually use a cream or ointment that leaves a feeling of oiliness, also does not cause bacterial resistance, but have some limitations in concentrations. Antibiotics, like the most competitive thing for us, long-absorbing ointment usually used, ineffective against resistant strains of bacteria, and can act like the contaminate the environment, which is realized in antibiotic-resistant strains. Our aim to produce such product that have the average price for a customer 100 hryvnias. Also, we want to develop our product in a form of spray or gel-based, and based exactly on biogenic silver nanoparticles. When we look in consumers by age, that will be adult people that can understand this problem and the biosafety of our product, and also older people that already have the problem with resistant diseases. What has been done for this moment? For this moment, we have the technology. We developed technology for obtaining biogenic silver nanoparticles using lysate of the yeast. Also, we know physical characteristics, the size of nanoparticles, and the possibility of regulating it at a stage of the synthesis also described. And we already know the biological action. We analyze that our nanoparticles effective against Staphylococcus aureus on bound surfaces. What is needed? Sure, it's needed scale up. Preclinical studies, proof of the drug safety, clinical studies, proof of the drug's effectiveness, and also finished product testing the spray and gel form. Investments that required the big part of the investment we need for the equipment exactly to the scale up, and also salary and marketing investigations, because we still not know how to clearly we can solve our product. There you see our team. All of our team, this is a professionalist in biology and biotechnology. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Mikhail, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, Olga. I have two questions. The first question is about funding. Can you swap to the funding slide? Yeah.
This one?
Yes, this one. Please leave it. So, as I understand correctly, this is 2.5 million, or how should I?
Oh, no. This according that findings that we can found from this pitch days, because I don't have the opportunity how many exactly findings we need to provide biotechnological pharmaceutical product to the final product. That's just $2,500.
Hryvnia. Okay, so this is the Hryvnia side. This is the first what has mixed me. Sorry. Okay, so you have not budgeted anything yet at scale, let's say. So this is the investment not required but available within this competition.
Yes.
Okay.
For this moment, we have only experimental data.
Yeah, I understand. Do you understand the difference between R&D company and actual sales and marketing activities in pharmaceutical industry, how it works? What are the roles of different types of companies?
Yes, I understand. And that's why actually exactly pharmaceutical biotechnological product very low in our country, because exactly of this problem. Because when we're talking about the biotechnology product, we have to understand firstly, it's not about the solving some physical or healthy problems. First of all, this is about the make money. So if you want to sell your biopharmaceutical product, you have to understand exactly the time that you finally can get actually some money back. And also you have to understand how many time and people you have to use to make your product really saleable.
Okay, but after the speech, please review the difference between R&D focused companies and marketing and sales focused companies. Okay, so just a comment. The second question, what I want to ask about the team, and actually about that do you have a company registered, or you are just scientists, ambitious scientists within a research institution who want to commercialize their let's say PhD thesis or something like that? So for me to understand clearly.
This is the second part. We are the group of the scientists. And actually, this is our work that we worked during a few years with this. And we are just motivated to find for our product a commercialization.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dear jury member, do you have any more questions? Okay, thank you, Olga.
Thank you.
And we will move to the next startup, startup RoboLab Agro. You're welcome. I just can see your desktop and now your presentation.
Okay. Congratulations. My name is Nazar Harbet. I represent the RoboLab Agro startup team, a robotic mobile laboratory complex for soil sampling. Ukraine is an agricultural country. According to statistical data, in 2021, there were 70,803 agriculture enterprises in Ukraine. Of these, 3,000 enterprises grow grain and leguminous crops with an area of more than 1,000 hectares. Agriculture form food, economic, ecological, and energy security, ensures the development of technologically related industries, socioeconomic foundations for the development of rural areas, In Ukraine, the agricultural sector provides an average of 10% of GDP and about 40% of export earnings. At the same time, in connection with Russia's war against Ukraine, 5 million hectares of agricultural land or 50% of arable land in Ukraine are mined, which makes it impossible to carry out field work in the combat zone. The same number of areas may be at risk of mine or existing ammunition. Advancing technologies and new farming methods offer a new approach to agriculture production. It is effect on the environment. From drones and satellites to IoT and artificial intelligence, technological innovation is reshaping the farming industry. The global smart farming market has been steadily growing over the last few years and is projected to grow even faster in the coming years. The market size for drones in smart farms will increase to $4.8 billion by 2024. The agriculture Internet of Things in Europe is expected to grow from approximately $1 billion in 2020 to $2 billion by 2025. To increase the yield of crops, modern agriculture technologies is used. Mineral and organic fertilizers are systematically applied. Before replacing fertilizers, it is necessary to conduct agrochemical studies with the selection of grounds. For conducting its analysis without established damage to crops. Also, in the spring period, it is difficult to do this with the help of heavy equipment due to the high impossibility of the ground. RoboLab Agro is a robotic mobile laboratory complex for soil sampling and real-time field condition monitoring. The robotic platform is equipped with a video camera as well as temperature, humidity, and acidity sensors. The platform is on the ground. Control of its operation is carried out using a drone. All plastic parts of the platform are printed on a 3D printer. The use of specialized software for controlling the robot has been mastered. The possibility of using RoboLab Agro and the three-dimensional model technology has been experimentally confirmed. Innovations in agribusiness are the basis of the country's food security. The uniqueness and advantages of RoboLab Agro is mobility and speed, and also reduction of damage to crops, and it can be used in the spring in spring period when heavy machinery is not available, and it is safety in mined areas. The main element of our system is a Arduino pilot flight controller, into which missions are loaded through the mission planner program. Computer vision algorithms in Python using the OpenCV library are also under development. Using Google Trend, we were convinced of the high interest into robotic devices in the world. The business model of the B2B startup is online and offline sales to agriculture enterprises and agrochemical laboratories. Now you can see our roadmap of the screen, on the screen. We already have an MVP. We plan, if funding is available, to improve it and bring the product to the market. On this slide, you can see our team. That's all. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much, Nazar. Dear jury member, do you have any question for the startup? Mikhaila, you're welcome, as usual.
Yeah, I just want to get the idea more, let's say, precisely. Do I understand correctly that this robot facilitates the work in difficult, let's say, explosively difficult conditions only for those specific cases, or it can be used in other types of situations where the land is not, let's say, ideal for heavy machinery? And if the second is true, then just can you give me an example of different situation in which this robot can be used?
Now we have only MVP that which have all functions, but but in future we were developing more progressive chassis for a robot, and also we work on development of camera block, which help to our robot it will be help our robot do not move to obstacles.
Okay, so understand. Okay, thank you.
Ksenia, you're welcome.
Thank you for your presentation. And tell us about what is the uniqueness of this platform and what are its advantages compared to analogs which we can see on the market.
We don't have direct competitors. Indirect are devices that function with the help of heavy equipment. So our robot has significant advantages. But examples of direct competitors, it is maybe other agriculture robots like field flux robot from Indigo, and the spherical robot Sphere was created by researchers of from the University of Madrid. But these devices can only can give only temperature, humidity, and acidity values of soil. But our complex can collect the soil sampling from fields.
Thank you.
Angela, you're welcome for your question.
Thank you for the presentation. Can you talk about any customer conversations or interview you had with actual egg businesses or farmers to determine that this was a wanted and needed product?
We don't have any contacts, but some local farmers were interested in this complex.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that we can move to next startup, and next startup it's wheat yield forecasting. You're welcome.
Okay, let's select second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sure, you can start.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Maxim. I would like to present a project of wheat yield forecasting. Grain production is one of the most important branches of the economy of Ukraine, ensuring the food needs of population and a stable inflow of the currency. The average annual production of cereals in Ukraine for 2019-2021 reached the level of 75 million tons, and the average annual export during this time was 50 million tons. Domestic consumption of grain in recent years didn't exceed 20 million tons. This is approximately 30% of all grain production, and 70% of grain is exported. An analysis of wheat yield dynamics in the regions of Ukraine of the past 22 years shows that the yield is increasing. However, the tendency to increase grain yield is accompanied by significant yield fluctuations, the cause of which is mostly the weather and climate factors impact. The wheat yield dynamics in the Kherson region can serve as an illustration. The magnitude of deviation from the trend directly depends on the impact of climatic factors, mainly drought. It shows that the temperature indicators in mid-May and early June and amount of precipitation in April commit the greatest influence of the yield. We used an innovative approach according to which the trended yield value are divided into two groups labeled as high yield and low yield. We use 6 methods to build a binary classification model. Among the tested machine learning methods, the random forest methods and the support vector methods showed the best accuracy. A model has been built for the steppe zone of Ukraine. Also, a model is being built for the Chernosem zone of Ukraine. Our main results are: our project makes it possible to forecast the wheat yield with a horizon of 3 months. The model is built using machine learning techniques using cross-validation. The methodology of 2 types of forecasting has been developed. The use of machine learning methods allows you to achieve 85% prediction accuracy. The advantage of our approach is that they don't chase forecast accuracy, but settle for high yield and low yield estimates. Since the forecasting model has a horizon of 3 months, it can be used to make decisions in forward grain trends. The project allows for extracting more investments in the agriculture sector. The project is useful for traders who are engaged in the sale of crops. Real forecast of wheat yield is expensive price and directly benefit with forward transactions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Maxim. Mikhailo, you're welcome for your question.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation, Maxim. I have a couple of questions. Yeah, you have mentioned that you have trained the model on the 3 months available data. How do you expect this model to perform on, let's say, a year, if we expand the data set to a yearly data, so the full, let's say, 2 full crop cycles? Do you expect the correctness coefficients you have showed us 0.84 to increase or to decrease?
Thank you for your question. I think it will be high because our forecast can watch that is 80 currency. With help machine learning model was analyzed for data. We use the temperature data per decade and amount for precipitation per month.
Okay, and the second question, thank you, Maxim. And the second question is about the clients. So you have mentioned that, from what I've heard and from what you have written, that the main customer category for you are traders, are grain traders. Can you tell us the case sample, how it will be used, how it will help them to conduct their business activity, how this model will improve their earnings or, let's say, decrease their losses, something like that?
Thank you. Ordinary traders buys a forecast and can then resell it to other big companies. For example, the company sees that this will be a high yield. This means that they can invest and they will receive a profit. The more investment involved in the agricultural sector, the better is harvest and the good profit.
So by invest you mean let's say to plant more seeds, yes, in the soil.
Yes.
Or yes, okay, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ksenia, your question?
Thank you for your project. Do you plan to scale up and spread the mentioned method to other crops, not only wheat?
We use no.
No, you don't plan. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now our last but not least startup, TreeLab.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So you can see my presentation.
Yeah, sure, you can start.
Okay, one more time. Hi, everyone. My name is Marta, and my partner Andrei was also preparing this project. So let's talk about us. One second. Our team consists of second-year students of biotechnology and bioengineering who work in the field of microclonal reproduction. Our scientific advisor, candidate of technical and science, Petrina Romana Omelianivna. The idea of the project was developed against the backdrop of our personal research into the economic situation of agronomy in Ukraine. We want to help agronomists reach a new level of sales with the help of microclonal propagation. So our business model layout, key partners. Our suppliers are sellers of components for product and packaging. We conduct research in partner laboratories, a value of proposition, and innovate biotechnological methods of obtaining apple and pear shots quickly, ecologically, and sterilely, while preserving biodiversity degrees in value. Key resource, raw materials for obtaining a nutrient medium and the product itself, conducting research, conducting an efficiency examination, human and intellectual resource. So that's price. Apple tree seedling champion cost $1.30, but apple tree seedling champion grow by in vitro method cost $2.50. But this method have a privilege. In the product market, you will have more yield and zero of cost for agrochemicals. Advantages of reproduction in vitro: a healthy plantation cleared of viral and bacterial infection, fast cultivation, active growth throughout the year, preservation of the variety. The starting materials for reproduction is identical to the original. So our work plan, there are several special stages in this technology that must be followed to obtain the desired result. You need to understand that neglecting the sequence of action or certain stage can bring a completely different result than the breeder expects. First of all, donor selection, second, reproduction, development, and adaptation. So what do you need? You need explants and petri dish, and equals we have more than 8,000 clans. So thank you for listening. Contact us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Mikhailo, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Yana. First of all, Marta, thank you for the presentation. This is actually an interesting topic, an in vitro breeding of plants and seeds. For me to understand more thoroughly, now you it is the scientific project. It was born out of scientific curiosity, out of your own research, and you want to formalize it to transfer, let's say, the IP and the people into some company and continue developing and scaling the technology which was proven, or you need to now prove the actual viability of the technology on scale?
So now we have, we only do it, but we can search some information about in vitro. And I want to say that there are many companies in Ukraine use this method, but their products are not in demand due to unpopularity of products. So they have high prices and I think bad strategic plan, because agronomists in Ukraine don't use their products. They use products from Germany, France, but not from Ukraine because they have a fault.
And what do you do differently in your case compared to German, let's say, companies?
So we will really wanted to make an optimal price for our products, which will be competitive with price from Europe and cover development costs. Lower prices will be interested agronomists and encourage them to try our products. And
okay, and for example, the lower price, you have mentioned two prices, $1.3 and $2.5.
Yes.
Which one will be for you? Which one is applicable for your product? How much?
$1.30 costs three without using in vitro. Is three that have viruses and I think
and lower crop yield. $2.5. It's the price for German technology-based,
but
genetically modified
companies in Ukraine have a lower, bigger prices, about $3.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and for agronomists, when they want to make more yield, they really spend more money because it's more.
Mm-hmm. And do you have the final question? Do you have laboratory equipment necessary to perform all those research and development activities?
But for more, we need materials for growing now, and maybe more equipment for more specimen.
Mm-hmm. And how much, in dollar terms, how much money do you need to cover the initial stages?
It's quite difficult to calculate because everything depends on the quantity and scale of production. So we don't really calculate this price because it depends of how many we want to.
And let's say per 1,000, well, you have mentioned 8,000 to 10,000, I think, samples. Yes, I believe that in your presentation on one of the last slides. Yeah.
Yes.
And let's divide it in like thousands. How much does it cost for you? Will it cost for you to grow 10,000 samples? 1,000 samples.
So we need materials. It's we don't calculate now. But I think it's really big money because when you only starting do it, I don't have to persuade my things, so.
Not to worry. Okay, and the last question, what is your motivation? I will finish with the question, which was my first one. What is your motivation of coming today on this event? What are you looking for?
We're motivated because we want to really help agronomists in Ukraine because we read about this a lot, and I know that in Poland really they used this method and they buy these products. In Ukraine, it's not popular. I don't know why. Maybe it's not cheap, and agronomists in Ukraine don't know why they have to pay more, because it's very low advertising here for this product.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you too.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for this pitch, for your presentation, and for your question. So now we will have 20 minutes break for the jury members to finalize the winners and hear their names. So see you here after 20 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone, again. We already have winners. We would like to note that due to the reduction in the total number of participants, there will be 10 winners, 5 from health tech and 5 from agrotech. But before I announce them, I would like to give the floor for the jury members who evaluated the startups today and asked such a good question. For the first, I would like to invite Mike Haletsky. You're welcome.
Yes, Jana, thank you. Thank you guys for today's presentation. I was only participating in agrotech, so my comments will be reflecting what I've heard from agrotech startups. So first and foremost, I have heard great ideas today, but please do remember that the idea is something intangible. You need to show the jury members and follow-on investors the actual product, so the implementation of the idea, how you see it, and what will you need to achieve it. Yes, so what financing, what knowledge, what other help you might need in order to achieve. So this is the first comment. And the second comment, do not afraid to put more information, slightly more information on the slides. Yeah, because some of the presentation, as I heard today, were lacking crucial elements. Yeah, so the first and foremost, the ask from the investor or from the party you are addressing. And so those are things to remember. And just taking a chance, I have agreed with the USF team. I would like to also invite you to participate in our Polish-Ukrainian Startup Bridge team, which I'm pre-acceleration program. The Polish-Ukrainian Startup Bridge is the program I'm a team member of. We focus on, let's say, the most important component of what we focus on is actually working on your presentations, working on your documents, working on your financial models during our program. We still have 6 days left in our application deadline. So if you want to improve elements which I have mentioned or work with our mentors from Poland and from Ukraine, please feel welcome to enroll. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike, and thank you for all your questions. They were really good. And now just a few words from Angela Jackson. You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody. Just excellent presentations and inspiring ideas. I think it's humbling for me to be sitting here in the US and understanding all the resilience and all that you're going through to just be a gritty, entrepreneurial, bright country. I love the young entrepreneurs that we connected with today. So just a couple of tips as you move things forward. I think from my side as an investor who does write checks, I'm always listening for translation out of university ideas into more tangible product. So as next steps, I think critically missing from a lot of presentations was any customer contact whatsoever. So having conversations with potential future customers, having detailed surveys, even to get at pricing or adoption behaviors, because we have a phrase that we don't like, which is build it and they will come. That is simply not true. We have to interact with customers and the market every step of the way to make sure we're building the right thing that the customers and the market wants. Other than that, a small tip, I would say with a short presentation of say 5 minutes and then 3 minutes Q&A, some of the best details I heard today came out through question and answer. Accidentally, what if a judge did not ask that question? So just remember to put everything in your presentation, not so much time needed on the problem statement. We want to get quicker to the solution statement and what it is that your unique avenue, your unique vision on that is. So That's all I have. Honestly, very impressed. And I think you all have bright entrepreneurial futures. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela. Thank you for being with us, and thank you for your attention to Ukrainian startup and for opportunities to them. And our last judge that I see right now, Ksenia Krukevich, you are welcome. Just a few words to our startups.
Thank you, Anna. First, I want to thank for all startups. You are great people and great team because you produce a great innovation solution in such challenging time. So we are heroes for today. Thank you all. And also I want to thank Ukrainian Startup Fund for working with us together in this joint project Science and Business, and special gratitude for GIST to supporting this initiative. Thank you. And I wish success in developing for all startups. You are all great, and everything will be with your ideas. I suppose everything will be great.
Thank you so much. And now the winners. In healthcare, we have In Tempo, Check Eye, Anima, Wildfires UA, and Health Helper. My congratulations. In Agrotech, Track, we have Yes Strauss, Foodwise, Parostock, Agrobon, and Biogenic Silver. My congratulations to all winners today.
Thank you.
I'm really thankful for your attention. See you in the next speeches, and best wishes with Ukrainian Startup Fund. See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, it's very glad for us. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Bye.
Thank you.